just heard about a miracle, actually two of them, that Jesus performed on the way to the ruler's house. And you might be witnessing another one. Like I said, David called me last night, and let's see what I say here. I have prepared absolutely nothing. We have this story of Jesus healing. It's not an uncommon thing for Jesus to heal and to perform miracles. And you might say, you might be witnessing a miracle here too. I was trained as an accountant. Not a bad accountant. I worked for the city for 25 years, and I had a good career. But I get this little thing. Bruce, I want you to do this. Bruce, I want you to do this. First thing he asked me to do was become a hospital chaplain. A what? Walk around the hospital? Well, that's kind of my background. Dad was a doctor, and I walked around hospitals from an early age, kind of following him sometimes. So we had the first chaplain over at our house. Nancy and I had her over. She was Priscilla Howick. And we told her our story, and she said, Bruce, come with me, and let's start a chaplaincy program. It was at St. Luke's Hospital, now at St. Vincent South. So Priscilla and I started the chaplaincy program at St. Luke's Hospital. And that hospital was sold to Mayo Clinic, so we transferred over to the Mayo Clinic. And we were the chaplaincy department for the Mayo Clinic Jacksonville for a couple of years until we hired a Catholic priest who came to help us with the Catholic population. Is that a miracle or not? Make an accountant into a hospital chaplain. And later on, Bruce, I want you to do something. Bruce, I want you to do something. Yeah, come on, I'm doing enough. I want you to become a priest. A what? Now, I have to say also that one of my grandfathers was a minister in the Disciples of Christ Church. And my father-in-law, Nancy's dad, was an Episcopal priest for many, many years here in the Diocese of Florida. So that was not totally uncharted territory. So standing before you is really a miracle. Now I'm going to tell you a story of another miracle. I spent a good amount of time in my ministry up in the intensive care unit at, St. Vincent South and then over at the Mayo Clinic. I figured that was the area of greatest need. And I would go around and visit patients, and some were conscious and some were not, but I would still pray with them. And there was a case there where this woman was in the hospital in intensive care, and the doctors pretty much, they did tell the family, there's nothing else we can do. Let's just see what happens. And from that moment, I was there, and from that moment on, I would go in daily and pray by this woman and touch her, sometimes anoint her with oil, day by day by day, for weeks. She was on the vent, and she was still able to breathe some. And then she started to improve. I would still go in day after day after day and pray with her. Finally, she was able to speak. And we talked to each other for a little while. I didn't want to take too much of her time because she obviously was healing and having a difficult time still. But every day I would go in and talk to this woman and pray with her. And you know where this is leading. One day, that woman was well enough to get out of bed, get in a wheelchair, and go home. Faith. Her faith made her well. My faith helped her get well. Some would say the doctor's medicine also made her get well, and I'm not going to discount that one bit since my dad was a doctor. I'm not going to kind of tread on his territory. But there it is. If you don't think miracles can happen, there's a miracle. It's amazing what faith can do. It's amazing to hear God call each one of us to do things. Oh gosh, I can't do that. Faith. With faith, you can do anything. Even watch sick people where the doctors go, I don't know what else to do. Rise and go home. Amen. Amen. Now that is a classic Bruce Ford sermon. I learned a long time ago that, you have a 3-part sermon. And I said, most people don't remember all 3 parts. They'll forget one of them, and then by Tuesday they'll forget another one, but they'll remember one. That was my one. Faith, you can do anything. Amen. Amen.